I had left the hospital that morning just before 8 o'clock and gone up to a bus corner, which was just about maybe a city block away from the hospital. I'd hobbled up there because I was still hobbling. And I hobbled up there, and they're sitting there waiting for the bus to come up from Sea Landing, which is the landing that came from over to Ford Island. Then, and about the time, I was just about getting pretty well acclimated with this area, and here comes the Japanese. I mean, it was about 5 minutes to 8 when the Japanese hit. I was on my way to go to church. I read in Saturday's paper that there was a preacher from my hometown, Riverside, California, came out to take over a church there. And I'm waiting for the bus. Here comes these 3 planes diving on Ford Island, on the seaplanes. Then they winged up, they dropped these black objects. And they looked just like our carrier planes, too. So I thought maybe it was just a carrier plane with the mock attack. To start with my first thought. And then, boom, here comes the bombs. Woo! And when they wheeled up, I saw this red ball underneath the wings. I knew good and well we were under attack then. Exactly. And about that same time, here comes a guy around in a big Packard. He comes around the corner. He was going down the Sea Landing, and I stopped him. I said, "Hey, you don't want to go down there." I said, "We're under attack. The Japanese are under attack." Boy, he backed that thing up and took off up towards the Marine barracks and took off like a shot. So I looked around to see what might be hit near me. And right across the road from that was a tank farm, a fuel tank farm. I said, "Hey, this is no place for me." And here come some planes along, torpedo planes that had dropped their torpedoes on our battleships. They came right over me, 200 feet above me, and they were just jolly. I mean, they're happy. Oh, they're just laughing and having a big ball. I could just see the facial expressions on their face. Where we were was what they called Hospital Point, and it was a point coming out there, and the hospital was on that point. And then right across the street, or across from it, it was east. Yeah, they were bombing everywhere, and the thing that I remember about it is the noise. All the ship's whistles and all the ship's foghorns and all the ship's noisemakers were all going off because they they're held off. So if you wanted to let them go, they had a lanyard on them, and the lanyards were severed. And when the lanyard said, well, of course, the thing went up. All the horns went on. Oh, they were still making it, and they continued to make it as long as there was any steam in the boiler. See, they had a boiler online, some boiler online. And as long as there's still steam in the boiler, those things went on. And they went on and on and on and on and on. You couldn't hardly hear the bombs go off or the torpedoes go off as a result of the noise being made by those darn things. So anyway, it was just havoc. So when things kind of let up a little bit, about, maybe 9 o'clock, where things let up a little bit there at the hospital. Yeah, about an hour. And I went down to the beach where I could look right down Battleship Row to see what, at that time, here comes these Bettys, the big bombers. They're up about 10,000 feet, and our guns, our 5-inch 25s, anti-aircraft guns, would only go 9,000 feet, and these were over 10. So they came in, and that's what they dropped one of their bombs that hit the Arizona, and I saw the Arizona go up when they dropped those big bombs. Well, the bombs were actually 16-inch projectiles they put vanes on, so they're armor-piercing. They go down and then explode after they've entered the hulls of the ships. And I just said, there's nothing I could do about it. But that's the thing that I felt about it. I felt so helpless. There at the hospital, we had no guns. You couldn't have any guns at the hospital. If I'd had a 30-06, I could have shot those guys in the planes that were coming over so low me up there when I was up at the corner. I could have shot them with a 30-06. I should have laid them on. No armament whatsoever. I just felt so helpless. Now, I wasn't mad. I was just helpless. I just felt like I was just unable to do anything.